I'm going to talk today about what I think is one of the most exciting uses for blockchain, something that can benefit pretty much everyone, and it's being built on Avalanche. Now, just take a look around you. Think what are the most important things in your life? Your car, your contracts, and even what is probably the most important thing, not to mention the most expensive thing, your house. Everything to do with ownership of these things are still just on pieces of paper. Ownership is buried in filing cabinets, outdated systems, and piles of forms. But what if mountains of paper could live securely in the palm of your hand on your phone? That is the power of tokenization, and Avalanche is where it's happening. Now, I want to talk to you today about what I think is one of the most important use cases for blockchain technology. And like I said, it's all happening on Avalanche. That is the tokenization of real world assets and bringing ownership of these on chain, and in particular, your property. This isn't the future, it's happening already, and it's happening on Avalanche. It's happening in Bergen County in New Jersey. Now, Bergen County has signed a 5-year deal with Balcony, a real estate infrastructure company, to digitize and tokenize property records for over 370,000 properties. That's $240 billion in real estate coming on chain. I think that's amazing because buying, selling, renting houses, flats, or even commercial properties are one of the most long-winded, expensive, stressful transactions that anyone and everyone has to do. And we can make this better for everyone by tokenizing the property deeds, etc., and taking them on chain. My name is DeFi. I create content all around crypto, blockchain, Web3, and more. I'm a member of Avalanche Team 1, so I do keep you updated on everything that's happening in the Avalanche space. Subscribe to my YouTube, DeFi_Sai, to stay updated, and follow me on all the socials. So first up, let's break down quickly what are we talking about? What are RWAs? So what exactly is a real world asset? An RWA is anything valuable that exists normally outside of crypto. Think real estate, cars, art, government bonds, or contracts. Right now, ownership of these things is tracked through decades-old processes, slow, expensive, and prone to errors or even fraud. Tokenization fixes that. This is the process of taking those assets and representing them as digital tokens on the blockchain. This all means that ownership is secure, digital, and provable. Transactions can settle instantly. Records are transparent and tamper-proof. Now, I did do a full deep dive video all about RWAs and Avalanche, so I'll link to that up above if you're on YouTube or in the comments if you're watching on the socials. So let's get down to the details on the Bergen County announcement. Let's break this down. Because here's where it gets real. Now, in New Jersey, counties are bringing property records worth hundreds of billions on chain with Avalanche. Bergen County has signed a 5-year deal with Balcony, a real estate infrastructure company. They're going to digitize and tokenize the property records for over 370,000 property deeds. That's $240 billion in real estate, and it's the largest deed tokenization project in US history. Now, with Avalanche, settlement times drop from around 90 days, sometimes longer, to just 1. Records become instantly searchable, tamper-proof, and protected against things like ransomware. For residents and governments, that means less delay, more transparency, and stronger trust. So let's take a detailed look at house deeds as an example. So right now, the ownership of a property is represented by a stack of deeds, a month of back and forth, dealing with solicitors, local authorities, searches, and more. It takes a long time, and it can take many, many months, in some cases even longer, and it is well known to be one of the most stressful things that anyone does in their lifetime. Now, with this announcement, ownership can be represented as a token. You could transfer it with a simple tap, or even split it into smaller pieces so more people can invest. That's the efficiency that blockchain is unlocking here. The partnership will transform property records into tamper-proof digital assets on the Avalanche blockchain, cutting deed processing time by over 90% while reducing fraud risk and administrative errors. Bergen County officials expect the system to provide a fully searchable chain of title across all 70 municipalities within the county. Now, to do this, Balcony built its own Avalanche Layer 1 through AvaCloud, creating a blockchain that was purpose-built for government local authorities infrastructure. It's not just a pilot, it's production at scale across multiple municipalities like Camden, Orange, and Morristown. Altogether, nearly 460,000 properties and close to $300 billion in value and moving on-chain. Now, the timing for this is right because the infrastructure is here: secure custodians, compliance tooling, and scalable platforms like Avalanche. Now, what are the future implications for this? Now, I know this is just a bit of a dream, but just look at this and just imagine if property ownership deeds could look like this. So for me, this is one of the most important use cases for blockchain. It's making things work and work better. It's the type of initiative that will see people interacting with apps and dApps that are built on chain and built on Avalanche. This is what adoption looks like. So why Avalanche? Why is all this being built on Avalanche? Now, this isn't just a local upgrade, it's a glimpse of the future. Millions in lost revenue recovered, hundreds of billions in real estate secured, entire counties moving from paper to digital trust. And here's the key, it's not just an experiment, it's a live, multi-year agreement. It's backed by governments, impacting residents today. It's not only a tech story, it's a policy shift, a new operating model for the public sector. Now, Avalanche is perfect for this because it offers super fast transactions and they're cheap with super low gas fees. But Avalanche doesn't just offer transaction, it offers sovereign layer 1s. This means that each Avalanche layer 1 is its own network with independent governance, economics and validators. That means governments and institutions and local authorities like Bergen County can run their own purpose-built blockchain without worrying about congestion elsewhere in the ecosystem. This means that if one layer 1 on Avalanche is crazy busy, let's say it's handling an NFT drop or a token launch and it's super busy, no matter how busy that one layer 1 is on Avalanche, it won't affect another. So Bergen County's custom layer 1 property registry will still work as intended, staying fast and staying cheap, no matter what another layer 1 on Avalanche is doing. This is what makes Avalanche perfectly suited for use cases like this. Now, I did do a full deep dive video all about how the architecture of Avalanche is perfectly suited for this, so I'll link that up above if you're on YouTube or in the comments if you're watching on the socials. Now, also on top of this, we have AvaCloud, which lets institutions spin up production-ready layer 1s in minutes, complete with compliance controls, privacy settings, and custom infrastructure. For governments and authorities, institutions, that means they've got resilience against ransomware, security for critical data, and the flexibility to modernize outdated systems without compromise. There's also the EERC token standard, allowing the flexibility and speed and all the other benefits of crypto, but with the privacy that institution needs. So watch my videos to learn all about that. Now, all of this is why New Jersey chose Avalanche. It's not just about speed, it's about sovereign blockchains that are tailored to the real-world demands of public infrastructure. The message here is clear. Blockchain isn't just about finance, it's about building faster, fairer and more resilient systems that affect millions of lives. The largest de-tokenization project in US history is already underway. The future of public records isn't coming someday, it's here, and it's built on Avalanche. So when people ask you, what's the point of a blockchain? The answer is simple. This is a perfect example. In Bergen County, New Jersey, property records are faster, safer, and more transparent because they're on Avalanche. The future of real-world assets isn't coming someday, it's already here, it's all built on Avalanche. So if you want to know more about Avalanche, jump on the Avalanche website, avax.network. Read on the Avalanche blog, which is avax.network/blog, or follow Avalanche on X, which is @avax. Also, jump on, follow me on all the socials. My name is DeFi Sai. I create content around crypto, blockchain, Web3 and more. And as a member of Avalanche Team 1, I do keep you all updated on everything that's happening in the Avalanche space. I do always have a big focus on things like real world assets and real use cases for this technology. So jump on, follow, like on all socials. Peace out, good vibes.